So here's one question. You mentioned air being the problem. What's the setup like over in Africa? I'm sure everyone's going to wonder, like, how are you getting compressed air over there in the bush?
You can't. You can't take a full bottle. I mean, they could cause problems on a plane.
Sure.
And I've had one of my buddy bottles taken away from me because I had it filled at a scuba shop in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Completely depleted. The gauge says 0, but I couldn't take, because physically, I mean, they had cranked it on so hard, I couldn't get the valve off, and so they took it away from me. You take an empty bottle, a buddy bottle or two, you take the valves and you separate them, so when you're going to get inspected. TSA is going to look at your bag because it's going to x-ray funny, and they see you've got this empty bottle, so no problem. With there's two ways you could go about this. With the outfitter, you could arrange to have air there, mm-hmm. Or you could use a portable compressor, and that could get dicey sometimes. Umarex has come out with one that's much more reliable. I went with one that I got myself on this last trip, and it's actually kind of funny. It wasn't at the time, but things were going along great. I'd taken like 6 or 7 animals with the hammer, and I set the compressor on in my chalet, go to dinner, come back, the bottle's usually filled by then, and it was just clicking along, but the sound wasn't right, and it wasn't compressing anymore. It wasn't putting any air in. It was running, but it wasn't putting air in.
Right. And
I was about through with that particular hunt, and we were in part of South Africa that doesn't have a lot of scuba shops, and they weren't, we're kind of in the dry deserty area.
Yeah.
And I had a trip from South Africa, went to Zambia for a center fire, a 375 Buffalo. So I left the gun at the place that we leave luggage, and I had one shot left, and I had this Cape Buffalo to do. So we went to the place, got the gun. It had lost a little bit of pressure, which, now it's even worse. And what we did was I had a little bit of air, but not enough air because, air pressure equalizes. And I had a couple 1,000 pounds of air in the buddy bottle, but like 2,900 pounds in the hammer.
Right.
So they had a large refrigerator that they put colas and beer in. So I put the hammer in the refrigerator, which cold air compresses, and so the pressure went down. I put the buddy bottle with a couple 1,000 pounds in the sun and heated that up, and now the pressure goes up. So now my pressure in the bottle is greater than the pressure in the gun, and I was able to just coax about 300 pounds in. Now I've got 3,200 pounds. I've got enough for a full power shot. Thank the Lord I was able to take this buffalo with one shot, because that's it. I had nothing left.
Wow.
That's not a story you can really show on television.
That is MacGyver of the Year story for hunting.
Well,
if I've heard of one.
I'm a lawyer by trade, so I don't know any engineering stuff, but I did get that from 5th grade science. So, thank you, Mrs. Witt.
Hey, we appreciate public school here, right?
That's right.